their fins on and they're getting into the pool. And in the corner of my eye, I see this woman looking in the garbage, and she's
digging
looking
through the trash can,
she's
y'all.
digging through the garbage can, and she's digging it's over and to the side, right? So I'm watching her because I already know what's about to happen. So
Hi, I'm Keziah Pearson.
and I am Sarah Pearson Collins, and
so
we
hyped
are.
right now.
I am too. I am so hyped. We are the
Welcome,
race card.
LLC, and welcome to 2023.
2023. It's been a good year so far.
Yeah, we've gone through the month of January, and now we're in my favorite month because it is
American
my birthday
History.
month.
It's
You
my
thought I was
birthday
Black
too.
History.
It's my birthday too.
It's Black History Month.
It is. It's American History Month.
American History Month.
Yes,
it's American
yes.
History
That's
Month.
what I've coined it. It's American History.
American History Month.
But
So,
it's Black History 365.
365.
All day, every day.
Shout out to Doc.
Hi, God.
So, we're going to start this challenge on February 1st.
February 1st, we had decided that we wanted to do a challenge to challenge you to be better.
Yeah.
Um,
And we're starting it in February, but it does not end there. So it's going to go throughout the rest of the year, but we're going to start this year in February.
it's all about accountability. So, challenge! I just want to say
Wasn't that one on the Cosby shows when they was tapping? I'm like, yeah. So anyway, the first challenge that we have is...
Drum roll, please.
You're funny. The first challenge we're going to go with is holding people accountable. Accountability. So this was a topic that came up in our last presentation. It was about not just holding for one, not just holding white people accountable, but holding all people accountable. I don't care what the
For
color
their
of your
actions.
For your
Negative actions.
negative actions, holding them accountable. And I don't care if it's you holding yourself accountable, right? It came up because a student that we were talking with was saying that she didn't feel that she had, at this moment in life, what it took to hold somebody accountable because they're responsible for her success or her failure at this point. She's a student. And excuse me. And I had to tell her it takes a long time to get there because I'm just now getting there. And my example of holding people accountable was me sitting in a training being the only person of color there, and it was about restorative justice, and we were talking about how students of color are suspended quicker than any other student, not because they're doing anything different than the other students, than the white students, but just because people pay more attention to them. So they could a white student can throw a piece of paper across the room and they say, "Stop, Johnny," and I'm just throwing out names. But a black kid does it, and it's like, "Go to the office." And that office trip ends up in a suspension. Well, this was the training we're going on, and during the circle part of it, we had to have our cameras on. And so I turned my camera back on. And like I said, I was the only person of color. There's about eight of us there. The trainer was a white woman. God bless her soul. God bless her heart. Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but so she's just saying that, and then other people still had their cameras off. I opened my camera back on because I knew it was circle time. And a couple minutes later, she's still waiting for people, not even a couple minutes, a couple seconds later, she's waiting for people to turn their cameras on. And immediately she says, "Keziah, can you turn your camera on?" And I'm like, my camera is already on, but I didn't say anything. But what happened was I started to feel this sickening feeling in my stomach. And it's like this heat, it starts to twist your guts up, and it's like trying to claw its way up. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I can just imagine what it's doing to my internal organs, right? And I'm sitting here and I'm eating this. I'm eating it and I'm holding it because I don't want to say anything because I don't want to rock the boat. And this thing, we did circle and it bothered me and bothered me. And I said, "Excuse me." This is my first time actually stepping out and saying, "Excuse me. I need to say this, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any way, but you just did to me what you said teachers should not do to their students. I'm the only person of color on this line, and immediately when it was time to correct something, you corrected me, although I had already opened my camera. It wasn't even me that had my camera closed." Does that make sense what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You did to me what you're telling other teachers not to do to their students. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But all that weight and all that stuff, that burning, it just lifted. And I was like, huh, this feels good. And so after that point, it was just like, don't be disrespectful with it, but hold people accountable. Stop sitting in mess that's not yours. But when it is yours, hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
You got a story you want to share?
I do, but I don't know if it's going to be...
Oh, share your story.
Okay, my story's going to be very short.
Mine's
So
was-
in regards to holding folks accountable, we were in an RV park in Ohio.
Oh, God.
And, my parents, they have this A-class. So it's like this 40-footer, 2 bathrooms. It's phenomenal. Anyway, so we're in there with folks with travel trailers and pop-ups and tents. And so we're in here, and so there's a pool area. So I took the kids, they wanted to swim, took them over to the pool. Well, I had a Arizona iced tea because that's what I always drink. So I was taking it in. And so once we got into the swimming area, she says, oh, you can't bring in any drinks. So you have to purchase the drinks inside the park area, which was fine.
Although people were taking stuff out of their bags.
Although people were taking stuff out of their bags. They were eating, they had sandwiches,
Right,
people
right,
had packed lunches,
right.
and they were sitting on the side. And of course, they were white
Right.
folks.
It wasn't us. But
It was only a handful of black folks there. Anyway, so I said, okay. And so I drank the rest of it, and I didn't, like, she finished, like, letting people come in or whatever, and I threw it in a garbage can, but it was behind her back. So I went over to the chair. I'm sitting down. The kids putting their fins on, and they're getting into the pool. And in the corner of my eye, I see this woman looking in the garbage, and she's
digging
looking
through the trash can,
she's
y'all.
digging through the garbage can, and she's digging. It's over and to the side, right? So I'm watching her because I already know what's about to happen. So then she proceeds and goes over to the security guard, and she tells him basically that I brought a drink in and go check her. So I see this coming out of the corner of my eye. I see this guy coming over here. And so at that point in time, he asked me, about the drink. I said I had already drank it. She told me to, that we couldn't bring anything in. I had already drank it, but I put it in the garbage can. And in fact, I walked over to that garbage can and I dug the can out of the garbage. And so it started boiling me, like you said, it was boiling inside of me, and I was so angry. But I didn't want to leave because the kids had just gotten to the pool and they were having a good old time. So what I thought to myself is, like, I'm about to hold this woman accountable. Like, I'm not going to be rude. I'm not yelling. I'm not cursing her, because that's not what I do. I got the can out of the garbage can, and I said, can I speak with you for a second? I said, here's the can that I had. You asked me
not to bring it in.
So I drank it and I put it in the garbage can. I said, however, I saw you go and purposefully looking
in the trash can
for that can to see whether or not, and then you had the audacity to send someone over to me to police me about a can of soda when clearly everybody in here snuck something into the swimming area. And so I said it in such a nice tone that you're laughing. I said it in such a nice tone that she was apologizing, and you could tell that I made her feel bad. Like, I embarrassed her. But the whole point is, I need you to understand, like, so she probably never even thought that it was picking me out, and she had taken it a whole nother step further than she needed to, because there was no reason why you need to send security over for a can when people were bringing, folks had bologna sandwiches. I mean, come on.
They weren't selling bologna sandwiches.
They weren't selling that stuff.
Oh,
so I know that people brought it out of their tents.
Right. You said they brought it out their tents. Or their pop-ups.
Their pop-ups. And here I am in a 40-foot A-class with 2 bathrooms.
Okay.
I say all that just to say it's like holding folks accountable. Have a good day.